Thank you so much for coming through to our studios. The last time for the year 2022. We really appreciate all the advice that you've given us throughout this year. But today, a very interesting and important topic to talk about, the cost of debt.
According to the secular carols that are played in the season, this is the time for us to be merry and jolly. Now, I think most Christians realize that the Christ child was not born on the 25th of December. In fact, he was born around September. We hijacked a pagan festival that we try and Christianize around the 25th of December. So we can't moan if it becomes too commercial. It was never our festival anyway. And during this time, the shops encourage us with happy music to spend, and to spend. And then they pack gifts in bright boxes. And they're hoping we're going to buy because the box looks pretty. And we do. We often don't even look at what's in the box. We buy it because of the box. We know there's perfume of some kind, but we're buying it because of the box. And then we're also buying because there's a large sticker that says we will save if we spend. Now, I don't know how that makes mathematical sense. You spend so that you can save. But we join the fray and we jump and go that way. Now, our clan has a rule that you buy gifts until somebody turns 18, then they're on their own. And I've long ago decided I do not know what a 15-year-old young girl wants for Christmas. And I'm not even going to try and work it out. And this year, my nieces are reaching a critical age. They're going to new schools. One is going to have a major dealing with cosmetics. There is no ways I'm going to go to a cosmetic counter and try and work out what to buy. So my strategy is they're going to a mall. They're going to a mall with a bundle of cash. I'm going to sit down and have coffee, and they're going to buy their own gifts. At least they're going to end up with something that they want, rather than something that this old fogey thinks they need and ends up being quite useless. So that's going to be my strategy. But I was thinking back on my childhood. The things I prayed for most at Christmas was that it would rain. Because my family would go to the beach on Christmas Day, where we would have a picnic. And there we would be joined by a lot of other families who would come to the beach to have a picnic. And every dad would bring alcohol with them. And as the picnic progressed, the dads would get more and more inebriated, and fights would start. And I would think this is not how a child should be spending Christmas. And so one year I prayed that it would rain, and it rained. And so we were able to stay at home, and we had a fight-free Christmas. And that then became my prayer for Christmas, that it would rain so that we would have a fight-free Christmas. Christmas always seemed to be less about the birth of a Messiah, and I couldn't understand that at all. But I do agree, this is the time that we love our credit cards. And I love my credit card. But my credit card is also my friend, because 3 days ago, I was able to buy a trolley of 1,400 rands worth of groceries. And that came to me free of charge, because my loyalty points paid for that trolley load of groceries. So there is a way that your credit card can be a good friend. There's also a way of using your credit card that it becomes a bad friend. So my question is, when last have you looked at what the interest is that that credit card is charging you? And I think you're going to be surprised. It's going to be at least 3% more than you realize. If you look at your loans that you have outstanding, you're also going to be surprised. During this last week, the listener who had the highest interest rate on a loan was paying 30.3% on his debt. 30.3. I didn't even know that was legal. The average rate that a listener produced when they spoke to me during this week was 25%. Now, when the banks say you only have to pay minimum balance on your credit card, they're not doing you a favor. What they are doing is to make sure that the amount outstanding is going to take 2 years longer to settle. So they're protecting themselves. So if you want a happy December and you want a happy January, you've got to look at how you behave now. Otherwise, you're not going to have a happy January. So this may be the season to be jolly and happy, merry, but it depends on how you behave. So I'm not going to wish you a Merry Christmas, but I am going to wish you a blessed Christmas. One where you can celebrate the birth of the Christ child and survive in January and not wonder what you're going to do the 3rd of January. Have a good day.
Thank you so much, Nico Kleynhans.